Ma'am.
Okay. So at sharp 2, we will start. We all are knowing about the seriousness of pandemic situation. Hope all of you are staying home, staying safe, because many of our participants are also sending the messages that some are in hospital, their relatives are in hospital. Very bad news for us is that Mr. Nandakishore Naik was RTO inspector in Mumbai. He has passed away due to COVID, and his family is also suffering. His relative, his relative from our group, uh, Alurkar, she has informed us about it. So, in 2 minutes, we will start our this session by offering condolences, and then we will switch to our session. So, I request on behalf of organizers to be safe, to take care, do gardening, because the conditions are really getting worse. But these, if we will all follow this lockdown very seriously, definitely we all are going to survive it. 1 minute left. Dr. S.R. Yadav sir, he is also with us. He has joined. We are going to start the session soon. We will express our condolences by standing for 1 minute and offering the prayers for the soul to get a peace to Mr. Nandakishore Naik, was one of our participant. He had communicated with us. He was from Bombay in RTO department. So let us start the session. Before that, I will request all of you to offer our sincere condolences to Mr. Nandakishore Naik. Thank you. So let us pray for best health and happiness of the whole world who is suffering through these bad conditions. It will be definitely soon over if we follow all the precautions which are given by various doctors and government. Let us come to our session 12. So I'm very happy to welcome Honorable Dr. S.R. Yadav sir, who is my teacher. So namaste sir. Uh,
Namaskar, namaskar.
Thank you sir for uh, sharing and giving a time to us. हम लोगों को इतना वक्त जो आपने दिया है उसके लिए बहुत बहुत सारे धन्यवाद. And we are all very eager to listen from him about the wild ornamentals, which is topic we have suggested him. But he will take us to the wonderful world of plants. He always says the plants, my plants. So he's I have put his biodata, which is 86 pages, and he's a grand international personality. We are very much lucky to have him with us for this session 12, and we are going to learn a lot, so many new things from him, which we will try to implement in our gardens, as well as whatever instructions he's going to give us. Definitely our participants, they are very much enthusiastic. बहुत सारे उत्साही लोग इधर है, and they are eager to work on the field. तो उसके बारे में सर हम लोगों को बताएंगे. 86 pages का जो बायोडाटा है, he has worked a lot and he has communicated all over the world. हम लोग जहां भी जाते हैं लोगों को पता रहता है who is Dr. S.R. Yadav sir, and we feel very much proud when we see that he is a mentor and guide to so many people. फिलहाल हम जयपुर लखनऊ गए थे to attend the in before pandemic, last pandemic in February 2020. So हमारे लिए उधर गाइड करने के लिए उनके स्टूडेंट्स जो थे, उनके कम्युनिके कॉन्टैक्ट जो थे, उनमें से एक लोगों को बताया था. और हम लोगों को अगर यादव सर का नाम लिया तो बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट भी मिलता है. ही सच अ नाइस पर्सनालिटी. रिसर्च तो बहुत लोग करते हैं, लेकिन पैशनेटली ही हैज रेज्ड अपार्ट फ्रॉम सो मेनी डिफिकल्टीज व्हेन वी स्टार्ट प्लांटिंग. दो पौधे भी हम लोग लगाते हैं तो कितनी दिक्कतें आती है, लोगों की परेशानी रहती है, बहुत लोग शेयर करते रहते हैं. लेकिन पूरा लीड बोटानिकल गार्डन सर ने हमारे शिवाजी यूनिवर्सिटी में खड़ा कर दिया है, विच इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट इन इंडिया. एंड ये सब करते हुए उन्हें बहुत सारी तकलीफें भी आई. वी आर विटनेस फॉर दैट. बहुत सारी चीजें रहती है गवर्नमेंट की, अथॉरिटीज की, बट ही हैज कॉन्कर्ड एवरीथिंग and he has fought against everything for his plants. तो बहुत अच्छा लीड बोटेनिकल गार्डन है. श्योर मोस्ट ऑफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन विजिटिंग लीड बोटेनिकल गार्डन, एंड वी विल डेफिनेटली अरेंज वन ट्रिप टू द लीड बोटेनिकल गार्डन ऑफ शिवाजी यूनिवर्सिटी कोल्हापुर फॉर यू ऑल. सर ने ना कि रिसर्च खाली किया है, ही इज द बेस्ट टेक्सोनॉमिस्ट. बहुत सारे hundreds of students he have trained to identify the plant, to love the plant, and to nurture the plants. I would like to introduce. बहुत सारे पेपर्स पब्लिश हुए हैं, वो हम लोगों के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, बट बहुत अच्छी और डिफरेंट बात यह है कि उनके नाम पे, खुद के नाम पे there are 6 species named in his honor. So this is very honorable for us also that we are having such a wonderful and such a passionate resource person with us, and he has contributed in new 64 taxa description. So that is also हमारा काम करना आसान नहीं है. हार्डली बहुत सारे लोग मिलकर एकाधा टैक्सा डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं, लेकिन सर हैज कंट्रीब्यूटेड इन 64 टैक्सा. he is a passionate botanist. That is the most important introduction. Many honors, national and international honors he has received, and he loves the plant like his kids. So I welcome Dr. S.R. Yadav sir for the 12th session of this online course, which has become now not only national, but 4 of our participants, they are from outside India also. Overseas participants are also very much keen and interested. Those who cannot attend, they see our YouTube links and they respond our tests and whatever question tasks we have given. So welcome sir on behalf of Barrister Balasaheb Khardekar College, Vengurla, Indian Women Scientists Association Kolhapur branch, and all the participants who are eager to listen you. I will request you to start your session.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir, you are visible.
Right. So Thank you very much, Dr. Dhanashri Patil, for introducing me nicely. Similarly, I pray to Almighty for safety of life of human beings on this planet. And really, I feel very bad that one of our participants passed away, that Nandakishore Naik. This is a COVID situation, and today it is a time to understand what is biology. One virus which we cannot see with our eyes, it has made entire world to brought into a miserable condition. But anyway, human beings are cruel and they will come over the difficulties and definitely they will go ahead. But we have to keep patience. We have to keep our mind health, good mind health, and then only we can fight with such a evils. With this, I will go to my topic. My topic is wild ornamentals. This was a topic suggested by Dr. Dhanasri. Probably she has something in mind, which is also in my mind, that in India, if you go to any any garden, whether it is a house garden, whether it is a garden in the city, if you ask me as a botanist, there are not even 1% Indian plants in our botanical gardens. 99%, almost 95, more than that, plants which are seen in the garden, they are exotic. They are from other countries. Why it happened? Why our own plants we don't find in our own gardens? This is a question since long time, since I started understanding botany. I was thinking on that why our wild plants never got place in our big gardens in cities. Probably there is a proverb in Hindi, घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर. We people, not only cameras, not only tape recorders or cameras or TVs, we imported things. Our own things we never respected. And, not only these TVs and radios and even plants also, whatever others have domesticated and made them ornamental, same thing we are growing in our gardens. When we have Himalaya with a beautiful diversity of plants, Western Ghat with beautiful diversity of plants, but we have not tried to domesticate them and bring in horticultural trade. If you ask me, even big institutes which are working in India, they have also not tried on our own plants. Do you mean that our plants are not beautiful? Indian plants are not beautiful? They don't have ornamental value? Answer is they have great ornamental potential, but unfortunately, we have failed to recognize their beauty and failed to domesticate them, screen them, select them, and bring in horticultural trade. Probably my this lecture will probably provoke some of you to take such a program, even if you domesticate one plant from wild and bring into horticultural trade, itself is a great contribution to botany, to plant science. So this I will show you some of the plants from Western Ghats which have ornamental value. Now, ornamental, uh, first thing I want to know, because we say ornamental plant, which plant is not ornamental? This is a question to all of you. Which plant doesn't have ornamental value, ornamental potential? For me, each and every plant is a unique creation. It's a leaves, it's a stem, it's a flower, it's stamens. They are unique in the world, and each one has its own beauty. So for me, every plant is a beautiful. Unfortunately, people only see flower, their bright color, their large size is the only beauty. So it is not the truth. Real truth is every plant species on this planet is beautiful. Only the person who and how he sees that towards that plant is the important part. Uh, so I must congratulate our Dr. Dhanasri Patil and her group, Indian Women Association from Kolhapur. I have seen them working continuously on conservation of plants, domestication of plants, utilization of plants, and whatnot. And really, that group is doing wonderful work. And woman really does contribution for sustainable development and utilization of our bioresources in a very meaningful way, which gents don't have that quality. Yeah, I know some we are, gents are there in our participants. Woman understands what is value of each thing and how to utilize sustainably. Sustainable use of our bioresources only our woman knows. And this Indian Women Association group is doing good work in a resource management of our society. So this is the one thing which I wanted to appreciate in the beginning of my lecture. And now, see, this is a plant known as Bixa oralina. Now, this Bixa oralina flowers are.
सर
You can
दिसत
see.
नाहीये काही.
Hello, hello.
हा दिसत नाहीये काही.
दिसत नाही how?
नाही दिसतंय ना. तुमचं नेटवर्क चेक करा मॅडम प्लीज.
नाही नाही प्लांट्स मॅडम प्लांट्स वगैरे सर म्हणतात
स्क्रीन शेअर करायला लागेल.
स्क्रीन शेअर सुरू केले का?
दिसत नाही म्हणजे पीपीटी दिसत नाही. आनंद सर
पीपीटी
आपलं
दिसत.
सर
ओके
दिसतंय.
ओके ओके. पीपीटी शेअर पीपीटी करायला लागेल सर. श्रेयसला वगैरे सांगा. शेअर खाली असेल शेअर ऑप्शन.
इथं
हा तुम्ही बोलताय ते दिसतंय पण शेअर पीपीटी नाही दिसत आहे.
window. 1 minute. Sorry. इथं करू का? हे ना? हा. Right. आता दिसतंय का? त्यांनी म्हणाले दिसतंय म्हणून मी बोललो.
नाही नाही दिसत.
विजिबल?
येस आता
नो
दिसतंय.
नो.
फक्त फुल
दिसतंय?
स्क्रीन करा सर. फुल
हा
स्क्रीन
फुल
करा
स्क्रीन
सर.
करा.
वाईल्ड ऑर्नामेंटल दिसताय?
दिसतीये.
आता
स्क्रीन दिसायला
दिसतंय सर.
सुरुवात
PPT
झालीये.
ऑन करा.
पीपीटी ऑन करा.
पीपीटी ऑन केलेली आहे ना.
त्या पीपीटी वरती नाही सगळं तुमचं ह्याची कम्प्युटरची स्क्रीन दिसतीये
थांबा.
पण हे स्लाइड्स ओपन झालेले नाहीये.
काय झालंय? Top. Again now entire screen. Select a window screen. Meet full screen. Here so. Is it visible now?
येस सर.
येस येस.
येस सर फुल स्क्रीन फक्त करा.
फक्त फुल
Yes.
स्क्रीन करतायत का बघा.
No.
Yes.
ओके ओके सर.
ओके
परफेक्टली
थँक्यू.
ऑन राईट. थँक्यू.
So anyway, I have said something already. So today I will be giving you some idea about wild ornamentals. As I told, every plant is beautiful. For me, at least every plant is beautiful. Every plant has its own, beauty. But only we should have an angle to see it. Now this is our Bixa oralina. I will be giving you botanical names. Many times, I I get confused with Marathi names and I cannot remember also. Now you see these flowers. Flowers are about 2 to 3 centimeter in diameter. They are pink in color. And see the fruits, when they mature, they become blood red. And hold this plant with flower to fruiting, and the highest distance of fruit is a beauty for 2 to 3 months. Now it has dye also. Improvement has been done on cultivars, and this can be used as an ornamental along the roadsides or in your home garden. Definitely, it's a color, pleases eyes, and that way, this is one of the plant which we can grow as an ornament. Now, Cochlospermum religiosum. Now, this is the religious plant, and this plant, if you go to our what is that ghat, Khambatki Ghat, or our any ghat region in dry region, you see this plant. Even from Pune, when we come towards Kolhapur, that ghat region, you find this plant. And this plant is known as Cochlospermum religiosum. Now, this plant has a very large flowers, almost 2 inches in diameter, and they are golden yellow in color. And then this flowering stays on that plant for 15 to 2 to 3 weeks, and then the fruits start developing. You see these hanging red fruits, and it looks beautiful, and then it releases seeds. Now this plant is a wild plant. Have you seen in garden? Answer is usually not. Can we introduce this plant in our garden? Is it possible? So collect the seeds, sow them, and after sowing, the plant seed germinates, and the above ground portion, first year it dies. You feel that plant has died. Second year also shoot comes, again it dies. Third year also it comes, again it dies. And third or fourth year, the shoot takes up, and then it grows into a plant. So initially, we feel that seedlings have died, but it does not die. It produces a tuberous root underground, stores sufficient food, and then it take off as a beautiful flowers. Now this plant can be grown in gardens, but unfortunately, we have never tried to grow it in gardens. Now, see this plant. This is a kritiwa adansonii. Kritiwa adansonii, or it is also a religious plant, and the entire tree is with only flowers, only few leaves. So when it comes in flowering, tree is flooded with flowers, and these are, yellowish green flowers, which are of immense beauty. Now this also, I don't find, we grow many other exotic plants in our garden, but our own plants we don't grow. See this beauty of these flowers. Now, can we introduce this plant, this tree, as a roadside tree? Only gulmohar and gulmohar. Everyone wants to grow gulmohar all along roadside, which has a short life, which is very brittle tree, and it has a beautiful flowers, no doubt. But we have our own plants also. Why to make monotonous? This plant can be introduced as a roadside plant. All of you are doing gardening, and in gardening, some hues have to be given to Indian trees. Which trees we can introduce as a shade trees? Which trees we can introduce as a shade giving trees, avenue trees, and that, today gardening has to be done in urban areas where we have to select proper trees for beautification of the region. Now, you see, this is another species, kritiwa magna. So, suppose if there is a stream, all along stream, we can grow this plant, and this also produces flowers in a large number, and when it flowers, it gives a very different look. Okay, and this, see the flowers. The flower, I don't have words to explain their beauty. Beauty cannot be explained in words. Only with our own eyes, we have to see and perceive it. We cannot describe beauty on pages. Only our eyes, our mind understands the beauty. And therefore, usually I don't try to explain beauty, but see this ori. This is a gynophore. Then these are the stamens, which are pink in color, and then pollination, then fertilization, then formation of fruit. All that is a amazing thing for any plant lover. Now you see, this is a calophyllum, phylum, hundi. In Marathi, we call it hundi. Along seashores, we find this plant, and it has dark green, thick leaves, beautiful leaves with beautiful venation. Then flowers are also large, and you see these fruits. Now, this plant even grows in inland areas also, not only along seashores, and it is one of the evergreen tree which grows in interior areas, and it has a dark green leaves, very thick leaves, and with minimum care, we can grow this tree in the garden. So this is another plant which is roadside plant we can grow, and it has its own beauty.
सर काही मराठी नावं सांगू शकाल का प्लीज?
याचं नाव मराठी हुंडी.
नाही, आणि आधी जी दाखवली होती त्याची
याची मराठी नावं मला थोडीशी, तेच मी सुरुवातीलाच तुम्हाला म्हटलं की मराठी नावाचा माझा थोडासा प्रॉब्लेम आहे.
ओके,
परंतु
ठीक आहे.
हा माझं हे प्रेझेंटेशन आय विल आस्क हर टू गिव्ह टू यू, ऑल ऑफ यू. ओके, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये मी पुस्तकातनं काढून ती मराठी नावं लिहीन.
थँक्यू.
ओके,
थँक्यू. थँक्यू.
Oh, thank you. That'll be wonderful.
वरुण म्हणतात का?
हा, वरून असं काय ते म्हणतात, माझ्या लक्षात येत नाहीत नावं.
Let's not break his continuity. And आपल्याला ते नंतर मिळेल पीपीटी, आणि आपण मराठी नावं शोधून काढूया.
नाही, आय विल गिव्ह, नो प्रॉब्लेम. I will write there only where there is a botanical name. I will give Marathi name also.
Okay, thank you.
Now, see, this is a Misua Perua, Naga Keshar. And these stamens are used as a spices. And this has very sweet smelling flowers. And flowers are very large. It is also a evergreen tree. Only I have seen this plant, we grow near to temples. But why not to grow along roadsides? It has a large plant. It has evergreen habit, and that way it is another plant, Misua Pirua, which needs our attention to be introduced as a avenue tree or in any garden. Now, I will be telling you in Shivaji University, whatever trees I am showing you, we collect seeds, we raise saplings, and we try to grow them in people. It is not just a saying and telling, but everybody, if we start doing it, many wild plants we can bring under cultivation, we can conserve, we can utilize, and that way it has great significance. Okay, this is a Misua Perua. Now you see, this is a calophyllum, this one, Mamia suriga, Surangi. Surangichi flower, everybody knows. They are very sweet-scented, and this in Konkan, the trees are auctioned, and this all stamens, flower buds are collected, and they are used in medicines. They are used as spices. This is that plant. You tell me, it is endemic. It is endemic to India. It is found in Konkan region and Western Ghats. It has a lot of uses, but it is slow growing. Have you seen anyone growing a suriga tree in garden or along roadsides? I have not seen. Only they are growing wild. But we have not introduced it in botanical gardens. And you see, it is not just a human pleasure. Our many honeybees, they depend on them for their survival, for their pollen grain, for their multiplication, and therefore this endemic tree known as Mamia suriga is, we should feel proud. It is endemic to India, and it is a beautiful evergreen tree of our Konkan region. Can we grow along roadside? It may be slow growing, and can we utilize it for betterment of human beings as well as organisms like insects which depend on these flowers, So on each plant I can talk a lot, but I will cut short. And these seeds somebody should collect, raise seedlings and grow them. Now why I am tracing one point, that collect seeds and raise them into seedlings. Reason is, in nature all these seeds fall down the tree, down on the ground below the tree. All the seeds are infected by insects, infected by fungi. Most of they are carried away by water currents, and none of the seed establishes in natural conditions because conditions are not favorable, they have changed. And therefore, little human inputs make that seed to germinate and establish into a tree. It is just like, in a small child needs attention, same way, seedling stage, which is a crucial stage for any tree, we have to take care. Once they take off, they become independent. They don't need care. They grow on their own. So that way, tree has great advantage. After seedling stage, they don't need your care. They grow on their own. So this is Mamia suriga. Mamia suriga surangi. It is called as surangi. Now you see, this is another great plant of our country, which is endemic to India. Garcinias, all Garcinia, whatever fruits or whatever, Ratamba and kokum and that we utilize, it comes from wild. All these trees, in Konkan also, I have not seen people cultivating these trees. They grow wild, except in Vengurla, where improved varieties have been, established. And this grows in wild, and from wild we collect this plant. Now, there is a great need. Clean this germplasm, find out elite, good plants, sweet fruits, and then propagate them and grow them. It keeps your weight in control. This is one thing. Second thing, it is a evergreen, and many products can be prepared out of it. Kokum sarbat is far better than thumbs up or Mirinda. They don't have any nutrition. This has nutrition. Now this tree, if we grow along roadside and if you see these beautiful red colored fruits, what is wrong in it? Whether we are growing, this is our own tree, which is worth of billions and billions of rupees, because it is medicinal. It has antioxidants. It in healthcare we can use it. So this is another plant I am saying that we should bring in cultivation. Now, see, this is our dillinia pentagona, karmal. In Marathi, it is known as karmal, and now it is fruiting. You see this yellow fruits, beautiful yellow fruits, which that yellow color, this is a calyx, which encourages fruits inside, and this tree grows to the large size, medium to large size, and these fruits are eaten by your squirrels, by your mammals in Western Ghats. Even we can also take sarbat of this one. Now, have you seen this tree anytime grown in gardens or in cities? Only you have to go to Western Ghats, and then you can see here and there few trees of this plant. Can we bring this plant in gardens? Can we utilize it in, beautification of cities? Now, this is the one plant which has a greatly, nobody has worked on it.
No, no voice.
Sir, your voice is muted.
Hello.
Please
Hello.
आवाज येत नाही मॅडम.
आवाज गेला मॅडम.
नेटवर्क इश्यू झाला का काय?
मॅडम तुम्ही ओपन करू शकाल. त्यांचा माईक ओपन करा फक्त.
नाही ते स्लाइड पण हे झाली आहे ना, ब्लॉक झाली आहे ना.
अरे Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where connection had gone? Where I lost?
Karma.
Okay. So I was talking about this karma.
Sir, what is the English name for karma?
Karma is a Marathi name and English name is Dillinia pentagona, scientific name.
Dillinia.
Dillinia. I have written all these names on the screen. If you see, majority of names I have given. Dillinia pentagona.
दिसत नाही ते.
Dillinia pentagona. Its name is Dillinia pentagona. Anyway, so this is a plant which we so Dillinia pentagona, which is hello. झाला मी केला ऑन केला. So I was telling, have you seen this tree which we have utilized anywhere as an ornamental plant? So the answer is no. I am showing some trees only. Then I was telling about Filmcolorata colorata. This is the, you see these flowers, the orange colored flowers. When it fruits are also winged fruits. That also gives beauty. And this tree, again, it has, though it is a beautiful tree, we have not raised any seedlings. We have not introduced in our gardens. At least in our, it is not introduced. Now you see, this is a saraka ashoka. Now this plant, saraka ashoka, is a beautiful plant. Of course, it is grown in some botanical gardens. And you know, it is highly medicinal plant. And we need lot of bark of this tree. Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Saraka ashoka. Now you see, some nurseries in last 5-6 years have raised many seedlings. And it is one of the very important tree of our country. And also it is found in Ceylon, and it has 2-3 species. So this is one plant, and I saw a beautiful population in Tilari region as a wild population. So this is one plant which we can introduce along roadsides as a beautiful avenue tree. Sitesa ashoka avenue tree. We should grow in cities. It will have its own significance. Now see this palm, Hypini dichotoma. This is known as Hypini dichotoma. I will tell you little story about it. That In India, it grows in West Coast, only in Revdanda, Goa, then our Diu and Daman. In this, along seashores, this palm grows. It is the only palm which has a dichotomous branching. We don't find dichotomous branching. This is a dichotomous branching. Now you see in the Sayajirao Gaikwad garden in our Baroda, they have grown this plant, but day by day plants are becoming, number is going reducing. And there are male and female plants. And there are not more than 2,000, 3,000 trees of this palm. But only 500 or 600 trees are female plants, which are very important for seed production. And day by day populations are going down. It is endemic to India. Now, why not to grow this palm in garden? There are some difficulties. I can tell you what are the difficulties. This palm needs place in your botanical garden. See these photographs I have taken in some Revdanda or that area, and this we cannot raise seedlings. If you want to grow it, you take seeds, and where you want that tree, you sow the tree seed, and then it will grow. If we raise seedlings, usually seedlings do not survive. So there are some such issues, but this is one palm which we have introduced in our botanical garden also. It is dichotomously branched, and it is an attraction for every person. So as a horticulturist, as a have wonderful plants of great beauty, and one of them is Hypini dichotomum. Right. Now you see this Woodfordia fruticosa. In Marathi, we call it as a daiti. Anytime, whether we have used it as an ornamental plant. We have so many plants in gardens. None of them is Indian. Now this, it's a shrub, and you must have seen in Western Ghat, this keeps on flowering, and this beauty, and it flowers right from October till February. So for 5-6 months, it gives such a beautiful flower, and it provides nectar to your sunbirds, to your insects, to your honeybees, and that way it is a bird pollinated plant, but we have never tried to domesticate it and grow as an ornamental plant in our own gardens. So this is another plant you can remember, which has a great potential. One more plant which I see in a Konkan region on lateritic plateaus, in crevices of rocks, it grows. And now you see this flower, golden yellow flower. The flowers come in month of June, July. June, July, this flowering comes, wither, and then fruits start developing. You can see these fruits, and calyx becomes blood red. Calyx becomes blood red and become blue. I saw this, for 3-4 months, right from yellow color to blood red color to blue color. This small shrub, it is a small shrub about 1 meter in height. Why not to? Why we should not grow in our garden? It has its own beauty. I'm showing in photographs. You can understand this is the beauty of this plant. Actual photographs I have taken, which will really convince you these are our wild plants which can be used as ornamentals. Now, Ixora coccinea. In Konkan we have Ixora. In our Indian gardens, whatever coccineas are there, that is called Ixora americana or some other species from China, but our Ixora coccinea is not there in our garden. This grows in Konkan. It is endemic to our peninsular India, and it has beautiful red flowers, and fruits are also edible. So this is another wild plants which we can use as ornament. Ixoras, I have seen in Delhi, they have made avenues in a big botanical gardens of this Ixora species. And when they flower, it's, they are so sweet scented, the entire garden becomes red. And this remains for 1 to 2 months, and people go and enjoy this. In Western Ghat, we have 3-4 species of Ixora, which grows as a small trees, and they can be introduced in cities. They are very sturdy plant. They need least care, and they they have sweet scented flowers, and that scent remains for 1 to 1.5 months. So this is another group which can be used as ornamentals. Now this is a Uksi. We call it as a Uksi in Marathi. Uksi, you see, this entire Uksi is a very common in Western Ghats, very common. And when it starts flowering, you see these green colored flowers, okay, flowers, and then they develop into fruits, and that entire tree is flooded with bunches of these flowers and fruits. The plant, which has a great potential as an ornamental plant in pots, if we can grow in bigger pots. So this is Cotonea floribunda or Calicopteris floribunda. In Marathi, we call it as Uksi. Now, Gloriosa superba, all of you know it grows in wild, but we have some misconceptions. Kallavi, and it is known as Kallavi in Marathi, but it never makes people to fight. It is a plant. Only we have, because it has colchicine and it is little poisonous plant, poisonous plant, to keep away children from this plant, we don't grow in garden. But definitely, it is one of the most beautiful flower from our country, which can be grown, introduced in botanical gardens or in a public garden, so that people will come to know what is Gloriosa superba with superb flowers, right? So this is one plant which we can grow. Now another plant about 3-4 years before is known as Corinandra elegans, and I request all the participants, if they can domesticate this plant as an ornamental plant. There is nothing like that. It is one of the most beautiful flowers of the world. I say one of them. It has its own beauty, which I cannot explain in words. It is a semi-marshy place. It grows in a little semi-aquatic habitat. Okay, so always soil is with lot of moisture. So we can grow in a pots with remains moist, and this way we can grow. And somebody should develop methodology to grow this plant in garden. It gives a beauty to your garden. Home garden we can grow in a small place also, and I have great hopes for this plant as an ornamental plant in gardens. Now see these beautiful flowers, lot of color variations we find. We discovered it from Rajapur, Jaitapur. In that it grows, and flowers have dark red color, pink color, pale pink color, stamen diversity. So somebody should screen and domesticate it is an ornamental plant. And let us see one video of this plant. So I hope you enjoyed the video of the same flower, and that flower, which is wild flower sopa, which can be domesticated and used as an ornamental plant. Now see, this is a Phobostemon deccanensis. In our paddy fields, it grows abundantly. But suppose a city like Pune, in that, if you can grow in a small pot, this plant, and if it keeps on flowering for 1 to 2 months, every day, few flowers opening, and that beauty, it continues for 2 months. Is it not a wonderful introduction as an ornamental plant in your garden? Now, why not to grow this plant in our home garden? And it gives you beauty for 2 to 3 months. So, I am showing these wild plants, and I have a lot of hopes that some of you will try to domesticate them and grow as ornamental plants. Now, similarly, many that Utricularias, insectivorous plants. This is now Utricularia albocirulea, which grows in Konkan on lateritic plateaus. I know growing in pots will be difficult task because they are very habitat specific. But whether we have tried to domesticate it and grow as an ornamental plant in a small pot about 15 to 20 centimeter in diameter, if we can grow this plant with these beautiful blue flowers, there is nothing like that. So just I am introducing some concept to you so that we can utilize our plants. See this Utricularia reticulata, which grows in Konkan and our a lot of wild areas. It needs marshy place, and this grows. Why I am saying? Because in other countries I have seen people grow Utricularias, Draceras, then our pitcher plants in a small pot. But in India, I have not seen anybody doing this one. Okay, they get from other countries and they sell in this country, but we have never established a methodology for cultivation of such a botanically interesting, very unique plants of the world. So somebody should work on Utricularias as a ornamental plants or as a botanical curiosities. Definitely, it will be wonder. Now another, that's crinum. Crinums, they are beautiful. Only thing that these crinums are only flower for some period. So leaves are beautiful. You can see these leaves. This is from, this Konkan region. Along seashore, I have taken this photograph near Jaitapur only. And you see this Crinum latifolium, the flowers, elegant flowers. Now, why not to grow as a bed plants? And they will flower for for 1 or 2 weeks. But that beauty will be unforgettable beauty. And this has a great potential as ornamental produced in gardens. See this. Okay. Now this is a plant along seashore. On that side, you can see the seashore and see this plant. And I can give you about 9 species of crinum, which can be used as ornamental plants. They are easy to grow. They have bulbs, just like an onion. They have bulbs which we can put it in the soil and they will grow on their own every year. We need not to care. But that also we have not done in our history. So now I want to show you one interesting phenomenon along seashore which happens. There is one grass known as Spinifex littoralis. Okay, Spinifex littoralis, and it produces. It is a male and female flower. Female flower produces a bunch of spikelet, a globular head, and that globular head, you know, how it along on seashore and dispersal of seed takes place, that you will enjoy this video. So let us see this video, and it is known as anemocori, right? So this grass with long arms, and they are rotating around with wind, and the seeds are dispersed all along the seashore. And this way, you know, this beauty I cannot explain. The way how plants have adapted for dispersal of seeds. I am sure everybody will get excited with such a beautiful mechanism of seed dispersal by a. See this, how they are running as if porcupines are running on this ground, but these are balls of spinifex spikelets. So this beauty, just I came to seashore, so I showed it to you. Now you see orchids, another group which are wild orchids. We have some orchids which have a great ornamental value, but what we do, we bring from wild for 1 or 2 seasons, and then they die. We have not established any way of growing them, manuring them, and taking care. Now this is Sitechi veni, Rinco stylis retusa. One plant in Bombay, I know it is sold from 500 to 1,000 rupees. Now this, slowly this flowers start opening from the base to the apex, and it takes 1 to 2 months. This is Arids maculosum, which has beautiful pink colored flowers. Now these orchids, day by day, they are becoming rare in natural habitats, and it is our duty to see that we should not exploit from wild and sell. We should cultivate and grow them. So orchids I will not talk much about, because orchids is a favorite subject of every horticulturist. Now this is, you see, these orchids. These are your beautiful orchids. This is a epiphytic orchid. This is a epiphyte. See the labellum, which is a beautiful shape of the labellum. Its beauty is in its labellum. And this is Pectilis gigantea, which is one of the orchid which needs domestication. It has become very rare plant, and it has very sweet scented flowers, very large flowers. This flower is about 2 inches in size, more than that. Similarly, Habnaria, Commelinifolia, Habnaria, Roxburghi, these are some of the plants which needs introduction in gardens, and we must develop ways for growing them. Now you see this. This is a Cotonea Peduncular. Now why I am showing it? Is it not a botanical curiosity for everyone? See this. In orchid, there are 6 tepals. 6 tepals. Now you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tepals. Of inner whorl is modified into a labellum. This whole is a labellum. How it looks? It looks exactly like an insect. It has eyes, it has wings, it has a tail. It smells also like insect. And pollinia are here. Now this is a male wasp. which copulates with this the female, and the pollinia get attached to its head. Then it goes to another flower and deposit pollinia in this labellum. Is it not a unique thing that our botanists, our plant lovers, and every human being should know the wonderful creation of nature? Tete hakkar माझे जुळती. In the sense, I don't understand how this orchid was told. Who told this orchid modify your sixth petal in such a way that it should look like a female of one wasp, and then bring about pollination? It is a wonderful creation. I think you will understand what I mean to say. Nature is far above us, right? Now all these are begonias. Begonias, they are known for flowers as well as for beautiful foliage. They are very costly plant. All these begonias are from Western Ghats. You tell me, each one is a begonia. All of them are wild. Majority of them are endemic. Now, who will domesticate them? Who will bring under cultivation or horticultural trade? Because all horticulturists are interested in growing plants which have established methodology, but our own plants, they don't have any time. So one side it is business, but another side saving our plants from extinction is one very important aspect of horticulture also. So these are begonia species. Is it visible? Somebody should tell me. Hello?
No, sir, PPT has stopped now.
So I doubted again. Okay.
सर बिगोनिया पर्यंत दिसल्या स्लाइड.
बिगोनिया दिसतंय का आता? दिसतंय का? एनिवे
नाही सर, नाही दिसत आहे आता.
एक मिनिट, मी परत आणखीन मला वाटतंय आय हॅव टू रिजॉइन. प्रेझेंट नाउ, entire screen. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir, please make it full screen.
Yeah, I will. Full screen I am making.
बफरिंग होत आहे सर.
I don't know. Is it visible now?
नाही सर, नो सर.
No?
नो सर, नाहीच दिसत आहे.
Present now, entire screen. Entire screen, allow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Just make
visible.
it full
Yes.
screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Visible, sir. Must.
Yeah.
I was
Thank
telling begonias. All these are our begonias. Most of them are endemic to Western Ghats. All are from Western Ghats. Some are from Maharashtra also. They have such a beautiful flowers, foliage. None of them, have you seen any of them in your garden, our garden? Never. But begonias from South Africa, they are there in our own begonias never got place in our gardens. It is failure of our horticulturists because they only want to sell plant, propagate and sell, which have established the methodology. But our own plants, we have never tried to bring in cultivation. So this is one group, entire group. Some horticulturists or some of you can take up and grow in gardens, and definitely it is wonderful group. Now see this insectivorous plants. All students, teachers, people, they are interested in knowing what is honeydew plant. Now this is a Drosera burmani. It is found in many places. It is not very rare, and you see this honeydew, right? And how it catches insect. You see this plant in early age so that they can develop interest. Whether we have these Droseras grown so that we can show in our own house how it catches insect, how it digests. No. Then why in other countries all Droseras are cultivated? Why we are failing in this? Answer is we have not done sincere efforts to develop methodology to grow these insectivorous plants. Now see this Drosera in other countries, they are growing in gardens, right? And we should be able to grow this plant in our garden with little efforts. Now this is a Drosera indica, another plant which has such a beautiful flowers, and it is common in Konkan region. In rainy season you can go and see. This is Drosera peltata. So all dear participants, I have shown all the 3 Drosera species found in Drosera burmani, Drosera indica, and Drosera peltata. Somebody should take these Droseras, study from internet what is the way what mixture it needs to grow, and develop a method to grow in a pots. I am sure he can have a good business by growing insectivorous, Indian insectivorous plants in our garden. So this is a Drosera plant, Drosera peltata. Now this is the Lagerstomia speciosa, which is a state tree of our country, and definitely it is grown in many places, but it has a lot of color variations in flowers. If we can select better plants, elite plants for color of the flower, size of the flower, and it gives beauty for 1 to 2 months, 3 months, and this way it is another plant which is of great ornamental value. Now this is Melastoma malbathrica. This is always attracts me whether we can introduce it as an ornamental plant. It is a small shrub, about 1 meter in. Some of you must have seen, if you go to Amboli or some marshy places little bit, you get this plant and see the flower is very large flower. Leaves are with, palmy nerve, 3 nerved leaves you can identify. And see the stamen morphology. These are fertile stamens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are fertile stamens. This is stigma, and these are sterile stamens. They are known as feeders. Insect comes, sits here, and eats pollen grain from this or these stamens, and then it goes to another flower and shakes its body when pollens are insect body, and the stigma comes in contact with insect body, and that way pollination takes place. So this is another plant which has ornamental value, wild ornamental. Now Barringtonia acutangula in Konkan, it is common. Even in some botanical gardens or in public gardens it is grown, and you can see this. They have beautiful red colored flowers in great receipts. So this is another plant one can think of. See this beauty of the flowers, right? Barringtonia acutangula. Then this is a Syzygium litum, which is endemic to Western Ghats. It is a rare plant, and this has beautiful red stamens which are for attracting birds. Plant, and it is endemic to Western Ghats. It is evergreen tree, and it grows in usually shady places. Now, Callistemon, bottle brush, which we grow, which has a red stamens. Same way this has a red stamens, and it gives immense beauty. Can we bring it in gardens? We can utilize as an ornamental. At the same time, we can save this plant, or we can conserve this plant in botanical gardens or in public gardens. So this is my way of thinking. Sinisios, see, none of the, in gardens we grow many asterids, composite members. None of them is Indian, remember. Whatever asterids, marigold or whatever, we grow, dahlia, they are all exotic. Our own plants, our own asterid members are not there in garden. So this is Sinisio grama, Sinisio belgamensis, Sinisio species which have golden yellow flowers, which have ornamental value we can think of introducing. See this Eryanthaemum and this is Assistaceae. So these are Acanthaceae members which grow wild, which have a great ornamental value. You see this Calycanthus grandiflorus. It has a grand flower. You see this grandiflorus. And it is endemic to Western Ghats. It has only one species in the world, and that too to Western Ghats only. It is also a small shrub, and it has beautiful blue-colored, large flowers. It can be introduced as ornamental. Already this we have grown in our botanical gardens. Now this is a Bumantia jordoniana. In Amboli Ghat, rarely you find this plant or in such areas. And see this flower is one of the largest flower in Asclepidaceae. Apocynaceae. See this stamen. Can we introduce in public? So we cannot introduce in home garden, but we can introduce in public gardens. Keep this. This is endemic. Protected the plant of our country. Now this is a Conimarfa, which has very scented flowers. It is also large climate produced in gardens. Then this is Phalaris solanaceae, which has beautiful flowers, and on hedges it looks beautiful. We can introduce as a climber. I am showing you some of the climbers which are wild, and I told you every plant is beautiful for me, and every plant can be introduced as an ornamental plant. Only we should know. Now there are some Asclepiads. You can see this Asclepiads which has this bunch of flowers, and this I introduced in my garden, but Kolhapur, because it is a dry region plant. In Solapur side, it can grow very nicely, and it produces flowers of beauty, immense beauty. You see this immense beauty. Can we grow in our?
Sir, can I interrupt you, sir? So the names are not visible.
For this name, I have not given this one. Just a minute. I will tell you. Ambalata, Karaluma ambalata. Okay. Now this can be grown as a succulent plant in succulent gardens. This is our own plant which grows in South. I don't have words to explain beauty. Can we do something for this? Okay. See this Privia indica. Okay. Makar Shingi, Marathi, something like that. See this, beautiful flowers. And this plant is a critically endangered species of our country. I call it as a tiger of Maharashtra, right? Because we give so much importance to tiger. But this plant is also, if we don't care, it is going to become extinct. This is like Sajjan Gad or Trambakeshwar. It is growing in wild, otherwise it is rare. See this diversity of flowers. Don't you think that and save it from extinction, and at the same time use as an ornamental plant? Okay. See this diversity of flowers in Privia indica. Why not some of you collect all these forms and grow in your garden and take care? And propagation is easy. Just cut the stem, put it in the soil, they grow. So this is, you see, it is a critically endangered species of our Maharashtra. It is only found in Maharashtra, right? And I don't of it. I think you can understand my feelings. This is Holostema annulare. Again, this name has not been written. And see these flowers, large flowers which are edible also. People boys, they eat these flowers, right? It has its own beauty. It is a climber. Now this is a holostemma, sorry, not holostemma, oxystelma. It also has a grown as ornament, wild ornament. Now, all the participants, I should tell you the sad story of our country, of our people, and so on. Now, this is a plant known as Crinum brachinema, which is one of the critically endangered species of India and especially of Maharashtra. It grows only in Panchgani Plateau. So far, I have located only in Panchgani Plateau, and not more than 500 plants are available at Panchgani Plateau. In entire world, this species is represented only by 500 to 1,000 individuals. I will not contain. It has beautiful white colored scented flowers. Now, forest department, they wanted to dig pits in this, and many bulbs have been destroyed. They don't know what is endemic, what is rare. They don't know. They know only few plants, and that way their ignorance resulted in destruction of many bulbs. Now, this is a plant which may become extinct if we don't care for it, and we have to bring bulbs and grow. This is one plant, Crinum brachinema. See this Crinum latifolium in wild, how it looks, right? So it has a bulbs. You can see these tubers, and you can. This is not rare. You can get the bulbs and grow in your gardens. Then chlorophytums. This is Chlorophytum borealianum, and you just put it in a pot. It will. After rainy season, after flowering, fruiting, it will die. Next season, flowers, okay, which will remain for 15 to 20 days, giving the beauty. So this is one. You can see this chlorophyllum, which is one of the endangered species of our, because it is medicinally very important, but has an ornamental value. This is one plant which I want to. We can grow it as an indoor plant. It is Chlorophytum heni, which I collected from Kerala below in shady places in deep forests, and it has a dark evergreen leaves, which can, because we grow arides in our house, why not to grow our own plant? It is endemic to India. Its close relative is found in South Africa. Beautiful green leaves. Flowers are not that beautiful, but leaves are dark green. We can grow and easy to propagate. So this is one indoor, can give you nice air. This is Chlorophytum arundinaceum. This is Chlorophytum glaucum, Chlorophytum glaucoides. All these plants with a great beautiful foliage and white tiny flowers are of ornamental value. Come to arides. In India, there are many arides of great beauty. You tell me now. This is a what we call sap lily or snake lily. They call, and see this.
Cobra lily.
Huh? Hello. Hello.
Not funny.
Huh? Yes. Not funny.
Cobra.
Whatever you say.
Cobra lily.
There are cobra lily, snake lily, many names I heard. That's why I am afraid of Marathi names. Anyway, you can see these are Arissima species. Okay, Arissima described. Arissima Sivdasani, Neglectum, Murraya, Lichinality. Now these inflorescences remain in nature for 15 to 20 days. Okay, in this form. If we grow in a pot, because they have tubers, we can grow in pots, and they will give the architecture of these paddocks. Beautiful architecture of paddocks. Definitely our children will enjoy it. Children will understand what a wonderful designs are there in plants. So this is which we can grow. This is, Arissima murraya, which is one of the beautiful plants with white spathe, which we can locate from 1 kilometer also. That, in rainy season in July, you find almost all of them are endemic except this Arissima neglectum, all are endemic. Okay. Now you see this, Amorphophallus commutatus. Now see this Amorphophallus commutatus, it has a beautiful spathe, and this one. I don't know whether you love it. This is Arissima sahyadricum. What kind of beauty it has. Whether you have, anytime we have grown, arides which we grow in garden are exotic, not our, none of our Indian aride is in our gardens. So these are some of the gardens and you can enjoy. See this Amorphophallus. Okay, all these are Amorphophallus species from peninsular India, especially, except one is Himalayan. All these, they have their own beauty, which we can introduce in gardens, right? Now see, Eriocolon cetaceum. This cetaceum, this is Rotala macrandra, right? They, in water, in pots, they grow like this, and look, see, this is a underwater plant vegetation garden, underwater aquatic plant garden. See this, it is a Achirne stream where I have taken this photograph. You can go in month of September and enjoy this beauty of this aquatic plant. Now this Eriocolon cetaceum, you see, this is that we find this Eriocolon cetaceum, and see this, when it comes to flowering, see these leaves, see this beauty, green, see this center of this radiating leaves, and that is the beauty, Now these are the plants. How we can utilize, because in wild, day by day, they are becoming rare. We have to conserve even these habitats for such beautiful plants and their mechanisms. Okay. Now, wild plants, Insete superbum, it is wild banana, which produces a lot of seeds. It is not edible. Are used, central part is eaten. This stem, and this is one plant which we can introduce in garden. Arenga whitey is another palm. I should tell about, before I go to palms. See, palms in India, there are about 125 species of palms. Okay, how many? 125 species. And canes means our ratans, calamus. They are more species which can be brought in gardens. None of the Indian palms are introduced in botanical gardens or in public gardens. On their own, if some are growing, they have come on their own. All palms in Indian gardens are mostly exotic. So I decided 30 years before that I will bring all wild plants in botanical garden. And today you will be happy. Out of 40 palms which can be grown in garden, about 30 species I have introduced in botanical garden, and they are of immense beauty. You can come to Lead Botanical Garden and see them. Now see this. This is Hypini dichotoma. Already I have told. I have introduced. Arenga whitey, Corypha umbraculifera, Phoenix sylvestris, Pinanga dixoni, and this is Phoenix sylvestris. Why not to introduce in our gardens? We have not. We have only bottle brush, Welchia, but our own palms are of great beauties. Tell me, if you can grow this Boreasus fabuliflum in such a way along seashores or in some city, it grows in the interior also, not that we have to go to seashore. If we grow like this, you tell me, I don't have words to explain their beauty. Why we have not grown this as ornamentals, as avenue trees along the roadsides? Somewhere we have failed to recognize the beauty of our own plants. Okay, so you can see this, and that way, sorry. See, Caryota mitis, beautiful. It is from Andaman. It grows in bunches, okay? Caryota metis, which we have already introduced in botanical garden. How it looks. Why not to grow in Pune, in Bombay, in Kolhapur, in Satara, in Solapur? All these palms grow with with least care. See these palms. Okay, see Phoenix rupicola, which is grown as an ornamental plant, Avenue tree. So this is from NBRI, National Botanical Research Institute. Now I come to Delphinium. This is Delphinium malabaricum nilambari. This is a plant which we tried to domesticate as an ornamental plant, and we domesticated and released it as a floricultural crop. I am telling you a story. I am a taxonomist. I'm not an agriculturist. But to show you example, and this plant has a great ornamental value and it has great floricultural value also. We can introduce as a floricultural crop. Okay. Now these are some plants which have great beauty, but these are wild relatives of our sesame. You see this wild sesame, and we can grow, but they have foul smell, so people may not like to grow, but their beauty definitely different. Then another group is impatiens, African impatiens. Okay, they are in our gardens, but our own impatiens are not there in our garden. You see this impatiens diversity. In Western Ghat alone, we have 86 species of impatiens, but they are annual. That is the problem, but they have great beauty. Okay, so this is one group. So floral diversity, you can go through, and I want to show you we have tremendous diversity. We are the richest people. We are the richest people on this planet. We have great amazing diversity of plants and animals. We have great diversity of flowers, floral diversity, great diversity of eriocolons, great diversity of legumes. See these legumes, every flower beautiful. See this vignas, all are vignas, right? And then you see this, all this I am showing you. All these slides will be given to you. You can use for teaching purpose. And see this, right? Malvaceae members, then Eugenia members, diversity of Asclepiads, diversity of Comelinas. What a beautiful diversity we have. Acanthaceae members, see this Acanthaceae members. All these plants, every plant is a beautiful plant. See these utricularias, all these utricularias, if somebody can domesticate them and release as a ornamental plants, then this one Acanthaceae members, all Barlerias. There is a long story, but I will cut short. We have introduced in botanical gardens. See this, all colors, all size, shapes you get, and that way this is another stock of Barleria. Right? So this is a we worked on 5-6 plants for domestication. One is Delphinium malabaricum, Barleria gibsoni, Impatiens pulcherrima. So we will not go to those stories, but you see we have grown in a large scale. Okay, we found what are the ways, and we have grown this in garden. You can see this propagation methods also very simple. With little money we can do, and we. Okay, so all these are Barlerias which are grown in our botanical garden. So these are the Barlerias of our country, and they have beautiful flowers, right? Impatiens we have grown. Then Sinisius we tried to grow. Then Pogostemon, Deccanensis we have tried to grow. Somewhere we got success, somewhere not, because I am not a horticulturist, and this way we could do some contribution to domestication of wild plants as ornamentals. Okay, and we have shown how these delphinium flowers can be used for ornamental purpose, right? and that was released as a floricultural crop. And you know, this Nilambari Hall, this is a Nilambari Hall. We have named our auditorium after this plant, Nilambari Delphinium malabaricum. People name buildings with persons. I respect plants, and we have named auditorium as a Nilambari multi-purpose auditorium. Okay, so you can see all these have been done, and you can do great work. Now, I think time is over. Still, I will need some more time. Seed collection is of crucial importance. See this conservation. We collect every year seeds from trees. Whenever you go, anywhere you go, collect seeds, bring your laboratory or your institute, and then germinate them, raise the seedlings. You see, thousands of seedlings we raise. I don't just talk, but we work for it. And you can see these nurseries which we have developed in our botanical garden. All of them are our indigenous plant, native plants, endemic plants of Western Ghat. None of them is ornamental. I mean ornamental means of commercial value. All of them are we try to care in Shivaji University. You can see this conservation we are doing, and I think this will give you idea about our botanical garden. That will be separate lecture, but you see these palms and all this we have grown, and now you can see for conservation. My, from my heart, I'm telling you. See, this is the Hubardia heptanuron, which is a small grass, but we try to conserve it because it is a critically endangered species of our India. Economic importance, but it is a distinct genome in plants or in a living kingdom, and this needs to be conserved. So our students, Ministry of DPT, Department of Biotechnology, give us some funding, and then we try to conserve this plant. We can see this.
ते काय करतायत तिकडे?
We are planting the
व्हिडिओ मध्ये ते बोलतायत ते ऐकू येत नाहीये.
बोलतायत का ते?
Anyway, I will tell you, this is a story of reintroduction of Hubardia heptaneuron, which is a critically endangered grass. With lot of difficulties, we have restored it, and now it is growing in about 100 places in 25 Ghat areas. This is one of the successful story of restoration of grass species from India. Noticed by entire world, and now it is removed from critically endangered category to vulnerable category. And this way, grass is a very unique grass which we try to restore with our efforts. Okay, so this is what I was this.
Sir, what is the name of the grass?
Hubardia heptaneuron. Hubardia heptaneuron.
Thank you.
So this is a grass we try to restore, and it is a really happy event for all of us that we could restore this endangered grass at 100 places, and now it is out of danger. And the way we work, you can see the how we have worked, though we are educationalist. So this is a Hubardia heptaneuron story, restoration story I told you. So anyway, so this was a Hubardia. You can see this, what we have done. It is a successful. You can see Abitulan Ranadi, Son Ghanta, our one girl with artificial pollination raised 45,000 seeds, and there's raised seedlings, and with the help of forest department took back. So this is also interesting story. You can see our students have worked a lot. See these students, Malis, forest department, all of us, we work together for conservation of plants. So this, you see, all these are Ceropegias, your Ceropegias. Who will conserve them? Okay, only Yadav sir and some students know these are Ceropegias of Western Ghats. How to conserve, where to conserve, all that methodology has to be. These are genomes which are unique genomes. Once they are lost forever. Therefore, we have to be very careful. Every genome, every species needs to be conserved. Okay. So anyway, we have done it. Our students have done some part with tissue culture, conventional methods. They have done it. They have reintroduced some species. This is another story, but I want to. Now, finally, I want to tell you, our existence depends on plants, whether I am an insect, bird, frog, animal, mammal, snake, whatever. Our existence depends on plants. My laboratory has described, there are many stories I can tell you. Many species, about 78 species now, they have been described. You can see this Crinum malbaricum, which we described, which has highest gallanthamine content in it, important source of medicine. Okay. So anyway, Trithuria concanens, this is a unique plant. You should know as a horticulturist, you go to Konkan region on these lateritic plateaus, you find this plant, Trithuria concanensis, which is unique in the world, and it is, Mula Purush or basal angiosperm. First branch which came out from angiosperm stem is this one. What is this name? Trithuria concanensis. So you should know this one also. They are also of great importance. See, this is one, but it is for systematic studies. This is a basal angiosperm. We call our Mulpurush of flowering plants. Now you see this pond at Jaitapur. Our student discovered some 5 new species in last 3-4 years. You can understand and see this beauty of flowers. Now, not only horticulture, not only food, but plant species have a lot of other aspects, implications. What are the unique creation of nature? Every plant species is a unique creation of nature, not just only give importance to beauty of the plant. It is unparalleled chemistry. No human being can compete as far as chemistry is concerned. Our plants can synthesize any molecule without pollution. Witness history of life. Then phytogeographical significance. Each species has phytogeographical significance. It has different functions in ecosystem, range of tolerance, spatial and phylogenetic relationship, invasive niche, beneficial, and I have always said real capital of human being, if it is plant which is a biological capital of mankind, right? So plants are best friends. All of you will agree. You are a plant lover, and that's why you like gardening. So plants are the best friends, best doctors, best artists, best designers, best engineers, best economists, best technicians, and best teachers of life. This is what I have learned with my plants, and I love my plants.
Very true, sir.
Okay. Now I tell always 4 truths of life. Our 4 truths, naked truths of life. Number 1, for hungry stomach, we don't need money, we don't need gold, we don't need any power. These hungry stomach needs a bhakar. They don't need this one. And this Zunka bhakar, who synthesizes? It is the only plant scientist which can synthesize food required by entire animal kingdom. And this is a primary requirement. We can buy this with this, but we buy food. Only my plants are the scientists which can synthesize food required by entire human race and entire animal kingdom. And that's why plants, that is the first naked truth. See, hungry man, he will not look at gold, notes, or anything. He will be food, and this is synthesized only by plants. So this is first, you can see this man. He cannot bear the weight of gold if he is hungry for 15 days. He cannot enjoy this gold. So this is primary importance to enjoy our life, not this, right? Even if you want to be powerful, okay, you need to eat food, then only you can become powerful and you can fight. So again, if you want to be a powerful man, you have to eat food, which is synthesized by plants. So first naked truth of my life is food comes from plant. They are the only scientists, and unless my stomach is full, the entire world is useless for me. Number 1. Number 2, if somebody is suffering by diseases, all of us, we are afraid of, corona. Now we are waiting for medicines. Since our origin, all medicines to cure our diseases have come from plants. So my health is my plants. This is naked truth, second naked truth of my life. Third truth, today, oxygen, you are reading in paper. Who supplies oxygen to us? Okay, this is third naked truth of life, that all oxygen which we need is given by plants. And my breath is my plant. So my stomach, my health, my breath, all these 3 things come from plants. And fourth thing which I need is water. Okay, if I have 4 things, I can remain happy on this planet without any other thing. All animals, they have only air, food, and health, and they are happy more than human beings. We want to make money, and plant is a so 4 things, 4 naked truth of life I have told you. And 370 to save the tree. They were knowing that each tree is more valuable more valuable than their lives, and so 373 people gave their neck to save the plants. Okay. Another, this story all of you know, Satyabhama and Rukmini, God Krishna. Satyabhama wanted Krishna. She wanted to pop. Krishna has to be hers only. Majaच asla pahiजे. So Krishna said, "Tu वजन करून घे मला." She tried to weigh Krishna with gold. Okay, all this gold she put it in one plant. Still Krishna was heavier. Then she failed because gold was over. Rukmini came. She put one leaf. Leaf is an indicative of plant. It is not tulsi. It is an indicator of plant. She came and put one leaf in one pan. Krishna was lighter than this one leaf. Krishna's pan went up, this came down. What is the moral of this story? What people wanted to tell us through this story? So unfortunately in India, we are, we are misguided. I was told at that time, oh man, if there is something important than God for you, or more than God for you, He is a plant. Truth of life, and therefore God Krishna way lighter than one leaf means lighter than plants, and that is a story actually. Different angles were given to this story. Okay, now important is this one as a scientist, as a teacher, as a human being. What I think, hand over our mother earth to our children, coming generations, with all the resources intact, or ओरबडून खाऊन पिऊन केलेली मदर अर्थ आपण येणाऱ्या मुलाकडे देणार आहोत. That is a question, and which we have to be careful. So my strength, my student is my strength, and whatever I have said is because of my student. My student have done wonders, and conservation is an important aspect which I wanted to send you through this lecture also. So challenge for 21st century. All of you can think of how you can help in conserving some species by utilizing useful plant. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Thank you very much. If you have some questions, please ask.
Wonderful lecture. Thank you, sir. Very, very nice. Really,
Very nice, sir.
we have such a vast and rich flora and fauna. So it was an eye opener for all of us. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir, question hai. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, mentioned plants that are rare outside, like the criniums, Rosa superba. So how right is it for us who have just otherwise knowledge that we try and get them from the wild and try to grow them in our gardens? Shouldn't we first propagate them in the wild under proper experts like you have been doing, rather than trying to bring them in our own gardens?
Madam, one thing. Now you said crinum or if you see the plants are fruiting, please collect seeds. Okay, because in nature go waste. They don't establish to seedling. Reason is insect attack, with water current, with fungal attack. Most of the seeds die in nature. But your little inputs, human little inputs, make every seed to germinate and establish into seedling. So even producing seeds or fruits, please collect seeds and fruits. Don't uproot that plant which is growing there. And from that, you raise the plants. In Shivaji University also.
Sir, how do we preserve these seeds?
How do you preserve these seeds?
Yes, sir.
There are two kinds of seeds. One is recalcitrant seeds and other are dry. Okay. So recalcitrant seeds lose their viability in short period. In 15-20 days or 1 month, they lose their viability. So better those seeds you immediately put for germination. Seeds which are dry seeds like legumes and this one, you can preserve for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year in our means you air dry them, put it in plastic bottles and keep them. They can remain for 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years. But recalcitrant seeds we have to germinate immediately. For example, our Garcinia species. If we dry them, they will not germinate. When they are wet only, okay, immediately you should put them for germination. Similarly, our thick artocarpus, which is you have to put immediately after 2-3 days. You have to put for germination, otherwise they will die. So it needs little bit experts' opinion or experts' discussion, so that we will come to know what seeds can be preserved, what seeds need to be germinated immediately.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, I have one question. In my pots, I have a terrace garden. And I do totally organic gardening. In my pots, a lot of wild weeds or plants I can see. Lovely colors and varieties.
Right.
And they grow along with bougainvillea most of the time. Kena, Mayadu, everything grows, and so many other. I can't identify them. So what should I do? I don't feel like removing them because they have lovely leaves and flowers, small, tiny.
I told you, every plant is a beautiful plant. Every plant.
Yes.
So, exactly. If you want identification, just take photograph, send it to me. I will send you the name. Many a times I will be able to correctly identify from photograph also and entire plant photograph. Okay.
And Barleria, I have a purple one, but I feel it's invasive. It is growing everywhere. So I remove it and replace it in a milk bag alive and give to. But I'm feeling that it is becoming too invasive.
See, one thing, definition. What is it? You said weed. You said weed. What is weed? You tell me. Who decided it is a weed? We human beings decided it is a weed because you don't want that plant at that place. We consider any plant as a weed. Okay.
Yes, true.
So this is just for your this one.
Yes.
Of course, whenever it is not needed, we take it away, keep clean, whatever it is. Now you said that it is becoming very invasive. None of the barlerias are invasive. I have seen all the barlerias we are growing in botanical garden, and only that Barleria cristata, which produces lot of seeds and it covers area, that time we have to clean, no doubt about it. But other Barlerias, they are very rare and endangered. If you want, you come to Shivaji, get the cuttings and grow them. 20 Barlerias we can give you, okay, and free of cost.
What happened? I had bougainvillea plants potted and I like them grow. But day before yesterday, I removed three days back, I removed all the Barlerias and suddenly in a day they started flowering. So I was wondering when I remove them, because they are root bound, all the bougainvillea, they grow very fast. But when I removed them, they flowered. The bougainvilleas flowered a lot. So I felt them to be invasive actually. Otherwise, I don't remove them most of the time.
Anyway, it is not the thing which we don't want there. We have to clean. I think we human beings, we have given names to certain things which I don't like. Weed. For whom it is weed? For you, it is weed.
No, I don't like calling weed. Actually, I don't like. They are so beautiful. They're full of colors and texture. Leaves are so different. Actually.
Right.
But they grow in vegetables actually a lot.
Right.
Instead of removing, place them somewhere else.
Don't grow them actually. I tried that also. They don't grow in some other place. If I remove and repot in them, I had to remove all the I don't like to call weeds, but growing in vegetables and plant, but they don't stay, like they die then if I remove them from that place.
Yeah.
Because my potting mixture is different and might be they have preferred that particular potting mixture or so, or maybe that around that plant. Maybe that's what I observed.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Tell me, please, sir.
Sir, myself Shreyas. Sir, I had a question. So I went to Vengurla Fruit Research Station a year back, and I saw this beautiful cannonball tree, sir.
You saw beautiful?
I saw a beautiful cannonball tree, sir. Cannonball.
Cannonball tree, right?
Yeah. Is it easy to grow that tree as of like hiding tree outside, like people can grow that tree?
Tree we can grow. It has a beautiful sweet-scented flowers, but it needs lot of space. It should be grown only in a public gardens or along roadsides. We can grow, no problem.
So where we can find the seeds and all?
See, where it is growing, when you see big balls, they fall down. They have very foul smell. You collect them, then collect. There are seed inside. I mean, in our Kolhapur, you can get some fruits. Anywhere you can get. Where these are trees, you can get them, and you can germinate them also. There is no problem.
Sir, I also heard that they are medicinal. So are there any like household medicine uses for that plant?
So far, I don't know what are the uses of that plant, but one thing we should remember exactly, they have sweet scented flowers, beautiful flowers, right? Shankar Pindi also is known as some name is given. Now that is a Brazilian plant. It is not our plant. Remember, Kailaspati. It is not Indian plant. It is Brazilian plant. What are uses? I don't know, but you know. No. I want to educate you on that. That one tree does work of 3 lakhs rupees per year when it is of medium size the tree, producing oxygen, doing services. So we should not think only from the point of view how it is used to human being. It does a lot of functions in natural habitats. Unfortunately, only we keep human interest in the center. That is the problem.
No, sir.
Flower is a wonderful.
Yes, sir. Right. Thank you so much, sir. A very informative lecture.
हॅलो सर. हॅलो सर, माझं नाव अनुराधा इंगळे आहे. मला विचारायचं होतं, सुरंगीचं झाड जे आहे ना, सुरंगीचं, ते वाईल्ड प्लांट मध्ये येतं का?
ते वाईल्ड आणि इंडेमिक आहे. आपल्या इथं प्रदेशनिष्ठ आहे ते, आणि ते फक्त आपल्या भारतातच सापडतं, जगाच्या पाठीवर सापडत नाही. स्लो ग्रोईंग आहे आणि कोकणात आणि वेस्टर्न घाट मध्येच मिळतं, परंतु त्याच्या बिया आता तयार होतात बघा, मे एंडला किंवा जून मध्ये ते पडतात, त्यावेळेला गोळा करून ते लावल्या पाहिजेत.
अच्छा, म्हणजे आपल्या इथे मुंबईत वगैरे लावू शकतो का आपण?
लावू शकतो ना, जागा थोडीशी मोठी लागेल, म्हणजे पब्लिक गार्डन मध्ये लावू शकतो.
अच्छा, थँक्यू सर. आणि अजून एक मला विचारायचं होतं, कवठी चाफा आणि हिरवा चाफा ना?
कवठी चाफा हा इंट्रोड्युस्ड प्लांट आहे, आपलं नाही आहे. आणि हिरवा चाफा जो आहे तो पश्चिम घाटात मी बऱ्याच ठिकाणी पाहिला आहे. तसं काय रेअर होत नाहीये, तो चालू आहे, परंतु इन जनरल प्लांट व्हेजिटेशन कमी होत चाललंय.
म्हणजे दिसत नाही कुठे हल्ली.
राईट.
हॅलो.
हॅलो सर.
हॅलो.
यस. हॅलो.
हॅलो. हा सर, नमस्कार सर. मी श्रीराम बोलतोय.
बोला
सर गेल्या पावसाळ्यामध्ये मी बाहेरनं एक कॉमेलिना बेंगालेन्सिस असतं ते आणून कुंडीत लावण्याचा प्रयत्न केला होता, कारण त्याचं फुल मला खूप आवडतं म्हणून. ते जगलं सुद्धा, पण त्याचं फुल अतिशय छोटं आलं. तर कळू शकतो की त्याचं निसर्गात जसं फुल आहे तेवढ्याच आकाराचं येऊ शकेल.
नाही म्हणजे स्मॉल फूल तुम्ही म्हणताय तेच मला जरा शंका आली. त्याचं फूल तर तसं फार मोठं नसतंच. ओके,
नाही नसतं बरोबर, पण जे असतं ना सर त्याच्यापेक्षाही लहान आलं ते.
लहान आलं कदाचित त्याला न्यूट्रिशन कमी पडलं असेल किंवा काय, मी त्याच्यावर सांगू शकत नाही. तुम्हीच कदाचित बेटर सांगू शकता. कुठल्या कंडिशन मध्ये वाढवलं, किती ऊन होतं, म्हणजे पाणी किती दिलं. कारण जर पाणी कमी पडलं तरीच ती फ्लावर साईज कमी होत जाते. त्यामुळं तो भाग मला नाही सांगता येणार की कशामुळं झालं. मी अभ्यास केल्याशिवाय मी बोलू शकत नाही. मी एक वैज्ञानिक आहे, सायंटिस्ट आहे. अनलेस आय
सॉरी सर. ओके सर. ओके सर, थँक्यू.
हॅलो हॅलो सर, माझा एक प्रश्न होता. आपण हे जे तुम्ही सगळे छान फ्लॉवरिंग दाखवले, म्हणजे वाईल्ड फ्लॉवर्स आणि हे दाखवले तुम्ही, आपण जेव्हा ते आणतो पण मग त्यांचा एक फ्लॉवरिंग पिरियड असेल आणि नंतर ते जेव्हा ते डॉर्मन्सी मध्ये जातात तर ते वाळतात की तसेच ग्रीन राहतात?
म्हणजे फ्लावरच्या बाबतीत का लीफच्या बाबतीत? म्हणजे प्रत्येक प्लांट
जे तुम्ही दाखवले वाईल्ड जे तुम्ही आपण ऑर्नामेंटली कुंडीत
आता
लावू शकतो
समजा
असे जे काही
क्रायनम आम्ही दाखवले, सुंदर फुलं दाखवली. तर क्रायनम जूनच्या महिन्यात ज्यावेळेला पहिला पाऊस येतो त्यावेळेला त्याला पानं सुंदर येतात, फुलं येतात. परत फुलं हे होतात, डिस्टॉर्ट होतात आणि तदनंतर लीफ मध्ये तो 4 महिने राहतो अँड सिंथसाइजेस फूड. बाय ऑक्टोबर इट डाईज आणि बल्ब रिमेन्स इन द सॉइल. म्हणजे प्रत्येक प्लांट बद्दल वेगवेगळं मला सांगावं लागेल तुम्हाला. काही जी झाडं आहेत, आता तुम्हाला सांगतो, मला जे आवडलेले तुम्हाला सांगतो. फन्सी नाव आहे, फन्सी झाडाचं नाव आहे करालिया इंटिग्रिफोलिया. I brought it from Western Ghats and I have cultivated. It is one of the most beautiful evergreen tree which we can grow along roadsides. And in my botanical garden, it is one most beautiful plant with shining leaves. So it depends on plant. दुसरा एक प्लांट मी प्रयत्न केला आणि तो खूप सक्सेस चांगला आहे. सलाशिया चायनेन्सिस, जे डायबिटीस वर येतं प्लांट, ते आम्ही इथं प्रोपोगेट केलं, ते लावलं. इट इज मोस्ट स्टर्डी प्लांट. वन्स यू प्लांट इट अँड इट ग्रोज ऑन इट्स ओन, नो केअर, नथिंग. थ्रूआउट इयर इट इज एव्हरग्रीन अँड इट प्रोड्युसेस बेरीज of about 1 centimeter in diameter which are eaten by birds. ही प्लांट्स आपण कधी ट्रायच केली नाहीत गार्डन मध्ये. ओके, आणि दे आर सो स्टर्डी.
म्हणजे मला असं म्हणायचं की म्हणजे प्रत्येक झाडाची डॉर्मन्सी मधली कंडिशन वेगळी असू शकते.
वेगळी राहते, प्रत्येकाची वेगळी राहते.
ओके.
हॅलो हॅलो सर, आपलं लेक्चर खूप छान झालं. मी आधी सुद्धा आपलं एकदा लेक्चर ऐकलेलं आहे. कंदमुळांवर तुम्ही दिलं होतं मागच्या वर्षी लेक्चर, ते सुद्धा मी ऐकलंय. खूपच छान. मला 2 प्रश्न होते. एक म्हणजे मागच्या वर्षी इन्स्पायर होऊन मी 2 घरात झाडं लावली आहेत. एक डिंगळा नावाचं झाड आहे आणि एक माधवी लता चांगलं आलंय, पण डिंगळा वाळून गेला आत्ताच्या या उन्हाच्या ह्याच्यात. पाणी ते कशामुळे असं होऊ शकतं?
डिंगळा प्लांट काय हेच मला आता सांगता येईल.
त्याला पिवळी फुलं येतात अशी. युजली वेस्टर्न घाट्स मध्येच मी ते पाहिलेलं आहे त्याचं झाड, आणि त्याच्यावर फुलपाखरं खूप येतात म्हणून मी खरं लावलं होतं ते.
मला तुम्ही फोटो पाठवा. जोपर्यंत मला तो स्पेसिस माहित नाही, आय कॅनॉट कॉमेंट. ओके, नंबर 1.
आय एम नॉट फ्रॉम अ बॉटनी फील्ड, सो आय डोंट नो इट्स बॉटॅनिकल नेम.
अरे परंतु you all people love plants. That is the great thing for me. There are people who love plants, you know. Otherwise in this world only money making, money and power and this one people are running after. But your group, I am so happy with you because you love plants and really want you to love plants. So तुम्ही त्याचा फोटो पाठवा, मग मी तुम्हाला त्याच्यावर कॉमेंट करेन. ते मेलं का असावं किंवा काय असंच सांगते.
नाहीये ते आहे, पण ते वाढलंय पूर्ण. म्हणजे मला असं बऱ्याच जणांनी सांगितलं कदाचित ते जून जुलै मध्ये परत सुरू होईल त्याला हे व्हायला.
मी ईमेल दिलेला आहे माझ्या प्रेझेंटेशनच्या याला. हे प्रेझेंटेशन मी पाठवतो त्यांना PDF. ते तुम्हाला पाठवतील सर्व.
चालेल चालेल. आणि दुसरं एक विचारायचं होतं, यातली आपण जी सगळी आता बघितली, यातली देवराई मधली झाडं आहेत का काही? म्हणजे आता मला देवराईत माधवीलता येतं असं म्हणून मी ते आपल्या घरात लावायचा प्रयत्न करतेय मी, की मग यातली देवराईतली कुठली झाडं आहेत का, ही सगळी देवराईत असतात?
त्याच्यातली बरीचशीच देवराईमध्ये असतात, कारण ही सगळी तुम्हाला साधारणतः रेअर किंवा एंडेमिक अशीच दाखवलेली आहेत. मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर फाउंड इन देवराईट सॅक्रिड ग्रुव्ज मध्ये सापडतात. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम. आता सीतेचा अशोक वगैरे याच्या सॅक्रिड ग्रुव्ज आहेत. तर बरेचसेच प्लांट ते देवराई मधले आहेत, परंतु अशी लिस्ट वाईज तुम्हाला काही हे प्लांट आहे हे प्लांट नाही असं नाही आहे. तर ते देवराईतलीच आहेत मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम.
हे प्लांट्स आम्हाला कुठे मिळू शकतील? हे कुठे मिळू शकतील?
ही प्लांट्स
मी पुण्यात एका नर्सरीमधनं आणले होते. एक मॅडम आहेत, जोग मॅडम, त्यांच्याकडनं मी पुण्यात नर्सरीमधनं आणले होते. त्यांच्याकडे बरेच अशी एंडेमिक स्पीशीज आहेत. हा, पण लिमिटेड आहेत त्यांच्याकडे सुद्धा, पण आहेत म्हणजे त्या ठेवतात. आणि अजून एक विचारायचं होतं, दुर्वा ज्या असतात आपल्या गणपतीला ज्या वाहतो आपण, तर त्या आणि नॉर्मल गवत हे त्या दुर्वा तर खूप सुंदर असतात दिसायला, कारण त्याला असं ते तीनचे असे हे येतात. तर ते लावू शकतो आपण बागेत, पण ते हल्ली लॉन मध्ये ते कॅमोफ्लाज होऊन युजली जातं ते. तर त्याच्याबद्दल तुम्ही दुर्वांबद्दल किंवा काय कसं लावू शकता ह्याचं सांगू, म्हणजे पावसाळा येईल तेव्हा आम्ही लावू शकतो.
कुंडीत लावा दुर्वा, छान येतात.
अवघड काहीच नाहीये त्याच्यात. दुर्वा एक गवत आहे, फार छान ग्रो होतं आणि त्याचा त्याचा जर तुम्ही चेचून काढा पिला तर हेल्थ साठी खूप चांगला असतोय. शीतल आहे आणि सगळेच मी काही मेडिसिनल युजेस सांगू शकत नाहीत, परंतु दुर्वा ही वेल नोन प्लांट आहे आपल्या याच्यातलं, इंडियातलं अतिशय फेमस प्लांट आहे दुर्वा.
पण मग ते असं पूर्वी दुर्वांचं असं सापडायच्या म्हणजे कडेला अशा कुठेही अशा बाजूला
प्लांट आहे सगळीकडे, पण पुन्हा
हल्ली दिसत नाहीत, हल्ली कुठेही दिसत नाहीत ती.
पुण्यात माणसालाच जागा नाही तर झाडांना काय जागा आहे.
दॅट इज ट्रू.
इट इज इझी टू ग्रो.
ओके, थँक्यू सर.
काहीच त्याला केअर नाही का, छोट्या कुंडीत येतात माझ्याकडे, काही बघायला.
कुंडीत कसं लावतात?
काही करायचं, पाणी फक्त द्यायचं.
मी गणपतीला आणलेल्या दुर्वामधून ते थोडस एकाला दोनला रूट होते ते खोचले आणि ते आले, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
काही प्रॉब्लेम.
अच्छा.
आणि पूर्ण कुंडी भरलीये, मी टाकीन फोटो आपल्या ह्याच्यावर.
हो शुअर, थँक्यू.
खत वगैरे लागत नाही का त्याला काही?
नॉर्मल आपण जे बागेल आपल्या, माझ्याकडे मी फक्त कंपोस्ट घालते, मी दुसरं काहीच वापरत नाही, त्यामुळे ते कंपोस्ट त्याला पण घालते.
ओके ओके. सर, तुम्ही जे दाखवलं बोटॅनिकल गार्डन कोल्हापूरचं आणि यू से यू प्रोपोगेट प्लांट्स, तर ते कुणाला अवेलेबल असतात?
सर्वांना मॅडम, सर्वांना अवेलेबल. बिकॉज मॅडम, मी काय काम केलं आयुष्याबद्दल त्याच्याबद्दल थोडस स्वतःची, परंतु विद्यापीठ ही सामाजिक संस्था आहे, पब्लिक इन्स्टिट्यूट, आणि तिथं मी माझे जास्तीत जास्त एफर्ट केलेले आहेत. कारण हा जो जर्म प्लाझम आम्ही गोळा केलाय, प्रोपोगेट केलाय, इट इज फॉर एव्हरी मॅन ऑफ द कंट्री. कुणाची मोनोपॉली नाही. तुमच्या माहितीसाठी सांगतो, मी एकदा पाम विकत घेतलं होतं 20 वर्षापूर्वी, ज्याची किंमत 2000 रुपये पर सीडलिंग. तेच पाम आता माझ्या इथं फ्रुटिंग झालं, माझ्याकडे त्याची 1000 रुपये दरवर्षी असतात, आणि वी गिव्ह इट टू 20 रुपीज. रिझन इज की आपल्याला प्लांट्स ही वाचवायचे आहेत, वाढवायचे आहेत, आणि हा सामाजिक प्रॉपर्टी आहे. इट इज अ प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द कंट्री, प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ द पीपल. म्हणून शिवाजी विद्यापीठातली सगळी झाडं ज्याला हवी आहेत त्याला मिळतात. फक्त आम्ही मिनिमम चार्जेस लावतो, काय 30 रुपये 50 रुपये, कारण ती बोटॅनिकल गार्डन, माळ्याचा पगार, गव्हर्नमेंट काय सतत पैसा देत नाही, युनिव्हर्सिटी का पैसा नाही, त्यामुळं थोडेफार पैसे घेतो आणि आम्ही ती जी काय ही आहे झाडं आहेत ते आम्ही लोकांना देत असतोय. मी स्वतः गेल्या 2-3 महिन्यात 4-5 टूर केल्या, पदरचे पैसे घालून बिया गोळा केल्या आणि माळ्यांना देऊन रोपं तयार करतो. कारण दिस वे वी वर्क, बिकॉज एव्हरीथिंग आय गेट फ्रॉम माय प्लांट्स, सो आय वर्क फॉर माय प्लांट्स.
सर त्याची आम्हाला टूर इथे व्हर्च्युअल टूर करू शकाल?
व्हर्च्युअल टूर म्हणजे कसं, हे याच्यावर स्लाइड वर व्हिडिओ मी केलेला नाही. एक व्हिडिओ केलाय आमच्या मॅडमनी, डिपार्टमेंटकडे आहे, पण तो माझ्याकडे नाही. पण तुम्ही होय, कोरोना झाल्या, बघूया, मी करेन. तुमचा कोर्स चालू असेल केव्हा तरी मला बसून तो तयार करावा लागेल. and then I can explain what is botanical garden, what are the important sections, what germplasm we have conserved, and how we will go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Yes, ma'am. सर, जस्ट आउट ऑफ क्युरियोसिटी मला तुम्हाला विचारायचं होतं की मी जे आता म्हणजे आता तुम्ही जे फ्लावर्स वगैरे दाखवले आणि जे कमर्शियलाइज फ्लावर्स आणि किंवा प्लांट्स वगैरे आहेत, जसं की मॉन्स्टेरा झालं, डायफनबॅकिया वगैरे, तर मला एक पॅटर्न लक्षात आला सर की आपले जे फ्लावर्स आहेत, जे आपले इंडियन ओरिजिनचे जे फ्लावर्स आहेत नाही का, नॉट ऑल बट मोस्ट ऑफ देम असे त्याचं जे सेल्फ लाईफ आहे सर, किंवा त्याचं इट्स व्हेरी सॉफ्ट आणि स्टर्डीनेस नाही आहे सर. आणि आपले जे म्हणजे आपण जे आता कमर्शियलाइज आहेत, मे बी तेच रिझन असावं की ते कमर्शियलाइज आहेत नाही का.
बरोबर. याचं मी उत्तर देतो. कारण ज्या वेळेला आपण एखादं प्लांट हॉर्टिकल्चर ट्रेड मध्ये आणू इच्छितो, त्यावेळेला त्याचे जे ट्रेट आहेत, कॅरेक्टर आहेत, ते इम्प्रूव्ह करावे लागतात. आणि इट टेक्स इयर्स टुगेदर. सिलेक्शन, इम्प्रुव्हमेंट, कलर, स्मेल, हे इतर देशांनी केलं, आपण केलेलं नाही. त्यामुळे आपली जी झाडं आहेत वाईल्ड, ती आपल्याला आवडत नाहीत किंवा लोक प्रेफर करत नाहीत. त्याच्यासाठी तुमच्यासारख्या लोकांनी काम करायला हवं. हाच मेसेज मी माझ्या लेक्चर मधनं दिलेला आहे. गार्डनिंग करता त्याचबरोबर एखादं प्लांट घेऊन त्याचा तुम्ही कसं काय मोर ऑर्नामेंटल, मोर डेलिकेट मेथड फॉर ग्रोईंग देम, ह्या तुम्ही एस्टॅब्लिश केल्या, तर दॅट इज द बेस्ट कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन ऑफ युअर लाईफ टू प्लांट, राईट?
येस सर, शुअरली सर.
Okay, I hope there are no questions.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of organizers, I'd like to thank you for such a nice presentation, and all the participants are definitely inspired. Once again, it was a big inspiration and motivation for myself also. Together, definitely in this June, we can arrange a drive through which most of us will get the plants, or if the pandemic is over, the lockdown is over, we can visit the lead botanical garden, collect the plants from there, and they will be grown. We promise we will take maximum efforts to propagate our plants. And I would like to tell the participants, sir is considering all of you as the best green soldiers who will empower him and multiply his efforts by growing endemic plants, our plant in our gardens. So that is the expectation of Honorable Dr. S.R. Yadav sir from all of us. And on behalf of all of you, I would like to promise, sir, that we will try to plan very well to propagate most of the plants from Western Ghats as well as what we call endemic plants. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing.
Thank you.
तुमच्या समोर होता आता धनश्री मॅम, तुमच्या समोर कसलं प्लांट होतं?
माझ्या समोर एक आमच्या कॅक्टस आहे, छान आहे ते. So purposely I have kept that. Its name is very difficult. I will let you know the name also. I have not yet searched.
पहिल्यांदाच पाहिलंय. छान.
Yes, yes, it is having very nice strawberry-like flowers. Hadwesia, something the generic name.
Yeah, give us the name, please. Yeah.
So through Gardens Club, we are trying to propagate different plants. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We are inspired.
Thank you.